It's 5:45 p.m., which means it's time for BC TV's Nightly News Roundup. I'm tonight's host, Roland Boyden, and this is 5:45 Live. Tonight, who's still missing in Brattleboro? What Welch had to say when he dropped in on town manager Barb Sondag? Why Brattleboro is dry is the message from local businesses. When and where to find us live, broadcasting downtown from Main Street, and more. And remember, we do this all in 15 minutes, so stick with us.
And you guys are getting too much practice,
Okay.
aren't you? I think you ought to, I don't know what new training you have to get every year, but I think we ought to give you a waiver.
Between
What do you think?
Between our fire department and rescues, ambulance, and also their tactical team that came in during the storm, these folks did 30 rescues.
You did 30 rescues? Did you have to do some water rescues too?
We did, actually up in Jamaica and Wardsboro, we've been doing search and rescue. There were almost 40 individuals we helped evacuate from that area. That's
And it happened fast.
It did.
No, I've been talking to folks that they thought they were going to ride it out, and the water came up so fast. So that those rescues, you didn't have a window there.
And welcome back to 5:45 Live. That's Vermont U.S. Rep. Peter Welch commending the prodigious efforts of Fire Chief Mike Bukasi, Assistant Fire Chief Pete Lynch, Rescue Chief Mark Considine, and all their hard-working crew members. When Welch stopped by this very 230 Main Street Municipal Center office this morning to talk with Town Manager Barb Sondag about plans going forward. Among the items discussed was how FEMA's role in Brattleboro's rebuild will play out.
We're going to get it. I don't know the timing, but the way the process works is that, number one, the governor makes the request. And as you know, the foundation of that request is all those reports that went into 211 so that they can accumulate the client, basically the case. And the damages, we don't have the full assessment, but it's in the hundreds of millions.
Next, the new message, it seems, for the country from local shop owners around Vermont. We're open for business. Brattleboro has dried out, doors are open, goods are for sale. Brattleboro is up and ready for Labor Day weekend. And on that note, here's Select Board Chair Dick DeGray.
Local businesses, when, trying to get the word out that Vermont is still open, not every place is devastated. It's going to be huge. So we do get tourist dollars coming into our state.
And moving on to reiteration of yesterday's story as we try and continue to get the word out, local teen Marble Arvidsson has been missing since early Saturday afternoon. He was last seen leaving his Marlborough Road residence in West Brattleboro with plans, family members think, to take a short hike in the woods near his house. There are no indicators that this could be a runaway, and with the devastating flood striking Brattleboro on Sunday, there are growing concerns regarding his disappearance. Anyone with information should contact his family's first mentor, Julie Cunningham, at 802-258-1390, 802-258-1390, or the Brattleboro Police at 802-257-7946. And next, among the many businesses struck down by the flood was Stanley Lynde's Flat Street Motorcycle Shop, long a mecca of sorts for bikers from up and down the coast. A two-room stop our senior news correspondent Greg McCallister affectionately refers to as Stanley Zoo. Before the storm, he compiled this tribute to the iconic establishment.
Somebody came by here, just a local person that was walking by, and said, "Well, we love to walk by here." They weren't motorcycle people. They said, "We love to walk by here. It's like walking by the zoo. All you guys are all out there." And of course, I have people here that look like Indians and cowboys and everything else. So it is the zoo, And I think what happens to a lot of people is they walk by expecting these really rough and tough bad guys to be here, and then when they all smile and say hi, they don't know what to do. They're lost, because underneath it all, they're just regular everyday guys.
And just a few doors down, Experienced Goods found themselves submerged on Sunday as well. BCTV Executive Director Cord Trowbridge caught up with manager Gemma Ciampoli. Among the messages, support for the store, yes. Donations to the store, no.
We have a tremendous amount of volunteer support from the community. It always amazes me, the town of Brattleboro and the people surrounding everything they have to deal with right now that they're down here helping Brattleboro Area Hospice. So it's been a whole day of just moving as much inventory as we can salvage and cleaning out things that have been compromised because of the water damage. And we're just trying to save as much product as we can, and we are sending it into storage that has been donated to us. And soon, probably in the next week, we will be sending out a notice to the community and be accepting donations again. But for now, we ask you please hold your donations. Don't send them to us right now. On our Facebook page, you can go on it, and it gets changed every single day, and it'll update you about what we're doing and keep you posted about when we're going to open, what kinds of donations we're taking, any volunteer opportunities, and it'll just keep you informed about what's happening in the community here.
And with that, it's time to hit our events bulletin. All right, and with our calendar, it's time to just check in on the many things going on around town. We'll start with the latest we've got on the road closings. But first, the headline news for our calendar department, 545 Live, will be broadcasting live from downtown Brattleboro tomorrow during Gallery Walk. We'll have the whole set out in front of KeyBank for our regularly scheduled program starting at 5:45 p.m. sharp. And now to the roadways. Governor Shumlin announced on his Facebook page today a new link for Vermonters to keep tabs on all the latest information on the map. We'll post a link on our Facebook page and put it up right here on the bottom, as my graphics team is doing at the moment. Keywords: crisis landing, Vermont, and flooding. And we'll let's just quickly take a look at what's going on here with this roadway, because it's some pretty cool stuff. Now you can see they've got a key over here on the right to kind of take a look at, you've got bridges closed, bridges open, dry versus normal for the actual roadways. And then if you go in, you can actually click on each strip. So if we look here, we've got a road that's listed as being wet, Route 9 in fact. Click on it, and it's going to tell you that it has one lane open, whereas if we go over here and click on Route 100, you're going to see that the status is road closed. So you can keep track, and they're updating it to the minute, we're told. So a good opportunity to take a look at what's going on with the roadways in the state. That being said, we'll still try and blast you with the information that we've got. 91 from Walpole to Rockingham has been reopened. In South Newfane, Dover Road is closed from the covered bridge to Dover for an indefinite period of time. Rock River Bridge in Newfane is still closed, and officials say repairs are likely to be long-term, so please use the detour. And big news, just a day after Google Earth deleted Vermont Route 9 from its maps, the road has reopened west through Wilmington. Except from the Sunset Lake Road Junction in West Brattleboro through the North Pond Road Junction in Marlboro. It's been reopened as a one-lane road from North Pond Road in Marlboro through Marlboro Center, where it hits 2 lanes again all the way to Wilmington. 9 from Wilmington to Bennington, though, is unfortunately still closed indefinitely, the word they're using. Next, Auger Hill Road in Marlboro is still closed with 4 out of 4 bridges destroyed. Route 100 from Wilmington Center to Butcherd Road north of Sitzmark Golf Course is still closed as well, with the B31, 51, and 53 bridges out. And moving on with the calamity in town, our calendar coverage has gone by the wayside, but there's still just a slew of local events going on in town. And as Dick DeGray prompted earlier, now more than ever is the time to get out and support local businesses and organizations. So let's get right into the calendar. For starters, on the calendar is Gallery Walk tomorrow. Downtown is open and ready for business. That's the main thing on our calendar. And Friday, Candle in the Night is hosting an art opening for Marcia Hewitt and her polychrome wood sculpture. That starts at 5:30 p.m. at their downtown location just north of the River Garden. And the Guilford Fair Friends of Music concert and 250th anniversary committee square dance is still on this weekend as well. Also this Saturday, NEYT is in fact opening its doors for a concert with Tony Barrand and John Roberts this Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Remarkable work for a theater standing in the middle of a lake not long ago. Cor Trowbridge was busy today as she caught up with NEYT Technical Director Rick Barron.
We have a Tony Barrand and John Roberts concert here tonight on Saturday night at 7:30, which was a long-standing arrangement with them. This is a rental of 2 good friends of ours. And they will be telling the story of Noah's flood as part of it is a narrative that they do. And our classes start, our first rehearsals start on the day after Labor Day. Lillian Hellman's The Children's Hour. And classes start the following week as scheduled. All classrooms are fine, all dry, no problems. and we will be fully in business by the middle of next week.
Next, also this Saturday, WVEW 107.7 FM, Brattleboro Community Radio, is hosting a benefit for victims of the flood. And here's the press release for that I spent the afternoon memorizing. Boston bands Mission Creep and Aja, the Turkish Queen, bring their special brand of folk psych go-go jazz to the River Garden to help the rebuilding efforts of WVEW, which was devastated by the Brooks House fire in April, plus DJ Damian Gregory, spin surf, psych, jazz and funk, visuals by Fergus. There you go. That event starts at 7 p.m. this Saturday at the River Garden in downtown. And with a boatload more events, we just don't have time to cover them all, so you should do what we do when we need to find out what's going on and head to ibrattleboro.com, where their calendar section is updated regularly by residents and organizations from all around the community. And if we missed your event or you want more coverage than just me yammering away at you, then email me, roland@brattleboro.tv.org. That's ROLAND@brattleboro.tv.org. We'll get your event listed or even get you or someone from your organization on camera to put a face to your event. And with that, it's time to hit our BCTV Schedule Quick Glance. The Quick Glance is my daily opportunity to shamelessly plug what's coming up here on BCTV on both our Comcast cable channels 8 and 10. Let's get into it and start with Channel 8. Tonight at 6, it's in a matter of minutes, the Pulse of Brattleboro from the last Gallery Walk plays, followed by the Guilford 250 Blitz we have going on with the Big Parade and Equestrian Drill playing back-to-back. That starts at 8 p.m. And over on our Government and Education sister channel, there's quite a lot of Irene-related programming running on BCTV, and not all of it is soaked in water. We'll start 10 off with an 8 p.m. showing of Monday's info meeting for affected residents, followed by a 9:10 showing of the William Street Press Conference held Monday with Governor Shumlin, Senator Leahy, and Adjutant General of the Vermont National Guard, Major General Michael Doobie. And moving on, there's a rebroadcast of Monday's special select board meeting, which shows tomorrow at 11:45 a.m., also on Channel 10.
The next several rainstorms are going to be relatively unpredictable for us as far as where flooding may be, and as far as maybe possibly requiring us to do additional precautionary evacuations that maybe we wouldn't have done. And I just want people kind of to understand that and realize that, because at this, when you know kind of where a place floods, it's easier to plan, for an event. And at this point, we don't really know the brook as well as we thought we did, or as we used to. And so I would let people know that there's a possibility that we're going to have some issues.
And a reminder that you can catch the rebroadcast of the dynamic and ever-entertaining 5:45 Live on mornings following a broadcast at 9:45 a.m. on BCTV Channel 10, just 2 spots up the dial from where you're watching right now. And as always, you can find schedules updated to the minute, along with live streaming and video on demand for all local programming, all at BrattleboroTV.org. And that's a full lid, everybody. But before you switch back to Politics Nation, remember, we'll be back tomorrow live from Main Street at 5:45 p.m. outside the Key Bank in downtown, where you should come find us. We'll premiere our special 5:45 Live year-long news recap, hit a slew of interviews, get you all the usual headlines, calendar coverage, schedule, quick glance, and more. For BCTV and 5:45 Live, I'm Roland Boyden saying good night, everybody.